Introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller, his second touchdown on the season. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that was part of their script, because so many teams script their opening possessions, and whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there where they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
On the return, here's DeAndre White. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now Osweiler on first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's the linebacker, Brandon Marshall, there on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Come back.
To throw on second is Watson. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase it.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. Third and long, it's Watson. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Todd Davis, he's the one to get in this time, and back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a fourth down. The Texans send the punter out, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And Denver getting set. To take the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action.
Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And he'll be marked down at the 2-yard line. And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this be who you are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
They get it to him running left. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. They come out here in the eye.
Richmond.
And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Deshaun Watson with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Texans will add on to their lead. He hit him earlier in this first quarter with his arm. Now he does it with his legs.
Right now, he's one of those stat stuffers that you see on the basketball court. You know, the guy with points, rebounds, assists, steals. One with the arm, one with the legs. Let's see if he can continue this pace.
And sending out the reminder that, yeah, look, I'm known for having an arm, but I can do it with the legs on occasion when I need to. And Denver getting set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On 2nd down, here's Osweiler. And that's complete to the tight end Hireman. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Osweiler. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Mullins. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. To throw is Osweiler. And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Watch it now, Barney.
Throwing now, Osweiler on 1st down. And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Picked off by Andre Howe. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in
Season of
December.
giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Now Watson. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets him a new set of downs. From the 50, it's Watson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Richmond. Tiger. Richmond.
On second down, here's Watson. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. A good pickup there at 22.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Tiger.
Here's Watson now on second down. Going deep for Hopkins. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Deshaun Watson. And the Texans will extend their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
On the return, here's White. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. From the gun, it's Osweiler. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
On third down, Osweiler. Looking right sideline, that's complete. Give him 30 yards there. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now Osweiler on second down. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football. He's pretty impressive.
And his friends call him Bebe, the nickname his uncle gave him back in the day. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Gun, 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 gun.
On second down, Osweiler. Now and time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
The Broncos on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is third down and 12.
Detroit!
Now it's Osweiler. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And here comes the Texans now. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? You got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Hey, back 22. Back 22.
Watson hands this to Foreman, and he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Richmond. Tiger. Set.
From the gun on third, Watson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And trying to get it to his tight end, Rodgers, and it's intercepted. Sua Cravens with a pick. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Now a handoff. It's Freeman. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Out of the gun, it's Osweiler. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. J.J. Watt in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
The Broncos on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
From midfield now, here's Osweiler. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Jadeveon Clowney in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. So on 4th down, here's Marquette King to punt it away. And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And this has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Two minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
No. Check. Patriot. Detroit. Gun.
From the shotgun, Osweiler. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. From the gun on 3rd down, Osweiler. And incomplete here on 3rd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there and gets the good defensive position, able to affect the play.
On is the punter King to send it away. It's taken to the 26. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Now a toss play. This is Foreman. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On first down, Watson. Caught here by Griffin. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
To throw on 2nd down, Watson finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Richmond, come back.
Now a first down throw, Watson. His throw caught right around the 6. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Watson looks to throw again. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Texans will add on to their lead. A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Texans will extend their lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And a rout is on here in this first half. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll throw on first down with Osweiler. And he's got his big tight end over the middle.
complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney. Gun. Watch him now, Barney.
On 1st down, Osweiler. Looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kayvon Webster. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. This one taken just inside the 10. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Osweiler. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Mullins. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Now Osweiler. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Over. Detroit. Hey, check 24. Watch.
Osweiler. He's going to look deep down the field. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Defense, got the lead. Yeah.
we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Green the line.
Here's Watson. Sammy Coates has it complete. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
To throw on 2nd is Watson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried, on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
Throw left side complete. That's Griffin. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution. Yeah,
and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5.
Watch him now, Barney.
To throw is Osweiler. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Dylan Cole. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
After the interception, here's Watson, letting one go deep for the end zone, and nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Black 99 Philly.
They'll run with Foreman. And some room to work. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
That's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Here's Foreman. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the pickup, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Black 22.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson being chased out left. That escapes the sack. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Andrew Billings able to finally get him for a loss of 16. And it's going to lead to a 4th down. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone. For a touchback. So the Broncos coming out now. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, You need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line. Second and a yard.
Patriot! Patriot!
On second down, Kelly. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Dylan Cole. And this results in 6. Touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Gun! 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 Gun!
Looking to throw on second. Here's Kelly. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. So their woes on offense continue. That's the second pick thrown here in the third quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised, but that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
A carry for Foreman. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Again, it's Foreman. They find some open field here. Powerful running. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Give them 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now, there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Tiger! Down! Green the line!
Back to throw, Watson. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Watson now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. On the toss, here's Foreman. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Texans continue to pour it on. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. Now White on the return. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And coming out now, the Broncos. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Wide open receiver complete. Past the 20, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos are able to at least make things a bit more respectable. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll start the drive with a give to Foreman. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Watson, option left. Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I got you.
Watson now going to run the option right. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. But that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that. I
think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Gets a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Come back! Blue 80!
They'll try the air now with Watson. stepping up. He's going to keep it. They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Now Foreman. And not much running room. Down to the 32. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
Now it's Freeman. And he'll get this one up to the 26. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get some.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. J.J. Watt in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
To throw is Kelly. Throwing on 3rd and long. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned the block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. They run again with Foreman. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. Able to pick up a healthy chunk of yards, 7-yard gain, but a tough 3rd and 9 upcoming. And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A loss of 8 on the play, and it brings up 4th.
Forget it. I'm not going to criticize the play call. I'm just going to praise the defense. That was a spot where they could have very easily just folded up and said, yeah, they've got us on the run. We're going to give up a touchdown here. No. They've stiffened, bowed up on that one, handled their keys and everything else, and now the field goal is no longer a gimme. And we've seen, remember Blair Walsh with the Vikings in the playoffs against Seattle? That was a gimme, wasn't it? And he ended up missing it. In this case now, they have some thinking to do.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Here's Kelly to throw. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Benny Logan getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. The Broncos on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is going to be 3rd and 13. They'll run it now out of the gun. Room here to run. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a first down throw. Kelly under pressure now, and they get to Kelly. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right